testing the ecometer again and see if I can get the last green bar to light up. And one of you suggested put it in eco mode and see if the last green bar comes up, but it doesn't. We've got again flat road here, no RPM changes, and I can't get the last green bar. As soon as we hit the autopilot, it comes up. So no changes there. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Unplugged TV Australia, episode 164, I think it is. Anyway, well, I've sent the email to Mitsubishi and awaiting response every second, every millisecond. I should have sent them all the links of the last 5 or 4 videos I made this week complaining about their bad customer service, not keeping the customer informed what's going on with their car. But I haven't done this. I think someone in Mitsubishi Australia is watching anyway, from a legal perspective, I guess. But you know, I don't really care because I'm sharing my experience here. So if they want positive reviews, provide positive customer service. It's that easy. And this morning we are driving in this beautiful flat and super dry area here. We had no rain for months now. I've got the car in cruise control on 82 kilometers as per odometer, and it's using 6.2 liters on average since I started the car this morning. That is pretty amazing. I mean, I'm driving 80 kilometers an hour. This is probably one of the most efficient speed you can drive the car in without creating too much air drag. And 6.2 liters. I'm on the way to a customer, not a couple of kilometers away from here. So I'll leave the car on 80 kilometers and see what we get when we arrive there. And I was really surprised with this car in the morning when I turned it on, because it remembered the eco mode. That is a totally new thing. So obviously Mitsubishi has listened to all our complaints that the car forgets all the settings you have to push in every single time you start the car, and this one actually remembers the eco mode at least. That's a great step forward, Mitsubishi. Well done. I have just finished up with a customer here and are on my way back home. The car was on 6.0 liters when I arrived at the customer's side, but now it went a little bit uphill until right now, and it got back to 6.1. So potentially when we get home I can make it under 6 liters per 100 kilometers on this trip. Also, I had another look at the eco information here in the car, which are so silly, because if you see these bars, lane departure, the higher the bar, the more efficient you drive. I mean, how silly is that? It should be the less you use, the lower is your bar. And the higher your bar is, the more fuel you have used. But this is the opposite, and it's totally weird to read. Come on, Mitsubishi. So we are now driving 90 kilometers per hour on active cruise control. Cars are overtaking me all the time. The fuel consumption at the moment is around 5 liters per 100 kilometers. So I'm really impressed with the fuel consumption of these modern engines now. I mean, how I drive the car here in this eco driving style with the aircon on, it uses around 6 liters per 100 kilometers. This is of course outside of all city traffic. So I don't have any stop and go here. I just accelerate to 80 to 100 kilometers and then the car beeps at me because I'm driving a little bit over the line. And then you can achieve around 6 liters with these engines. 2.4 liter engine, 6 liter per 100 kilometers. Not bad, not bad. So just arrived back home and I could not push the car under 6 liters per 100 kilometers. But still, very good result. I mean, I'm impressed with that. I wouldn't have not expected this. with my wife's Kia, when I drive this one, sometimes I do. This is actually a very, very efficient car. It's a manual car, not an automatic, so you can change gears yourself. And it is a 6-speed manual transmission. And this is so efficient, this car. You can potentially drive it on this route under 5 liters. 4.8 we have managed to get with this car. It's a 1.3 liter whatever engine, just the normal stuff, you know. But 6-speed manual transmission. You can change gears when you want to do that. And you can change them very early on a flat road if you don't need the torque and the acceleration. Okay, so 6 liters. I don't know how long this trip was. I look it up and hang on. And I have just pulled up the map for today's trip. It was a 45.4 kilometer trip. So if we take into account the new battery in the PHEV will do 50 kilometers of EV range, you could potentially do this in full EV mode. And 45.4 kilometers will 1530. This will use around 9 kilowatt hours in comparison to 6 liters per 100 kilometers. Got now 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So it is 6:30 in Adelaide, South Australia. That's where the headquarters of Mitsubishi Motors is. I've sent the email at 10:30 this morning. Haven't heard back. Sometimes the gate opens from here, so I'll try. Didn't open. So I sent this complaint email to 3 different people at Mitsubishi Motors Australia Limited and have not heard back from one of them. I know one of these people is on leave at the moment, on holiday again. I don't know, if you're looking for a company with great leave allowance, Mitsubishi Motors Australia, apparently. You have to put the car in park to get to the settings menu. This settings menu is not showing up if the car is not in park. Interesting. Just changed the blinker tone to match the PHEV. Gives me a little bit of PHEV feeling, you know? Yeah, baby. So guys, and now we've got the situation that we have a public holiday on Monday here, Australia-wide. So nobody will be at work on Monday. So the earliest point of time I will hear from someone will be Tuesday the 29th of January, which will be then 9 days after I left the car at the dealership here in the Lockyer Valley, without hearing anything from them. They didn't even bother to write me back today and say, yeah, we have received your message, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Nothing. No phone call, no text message. Zero. What a great service this is, huh? And we have discussed the situation in our Team PHEV group on Slack. And nobody can understand why Mitsubishi is doing this, especially with me, where I have the YouTube channel and make everything public. Nobody can understand why they are not responding. How much more bad publicity do they actually need? So we just had some stop and go traffic here because of a construction site. The average consumption is now 9.1 liters. And that's probably what you can expect from city traffic with this car, between 8 and 10 liters. So the PHEV will be far, far, far more efficient in city traffic than one of these cars. Of course. What I have also noticed with the Outlander Petrol now is that the automatic transmission is shifting the gears differently than when I got the car. It's shifting upwards, so in the higher gears far earlier than before. So obviously this is kind of a self-learning situation we have in the car here, and the car is now learning how I drive and shifts accordingly. So when you accelerate very, very carefully, you can feel the gears shifting up very early, and it drives it in a very low RPM. Interesting. And as per request of some of you guys, we can do of course some four-wheel driving with the car, even the car has no four-wheel driving, and we can also have a look at the spare tire. I'm looking forward to it. Okay guys, I don't know, I'm sorry I can't produce any useful content at the moment without having the PHEV and the new battery pack. And yeah, this one is pretty much maxed out now, so we've done all the testing. Although we may go for a highway drive tomorrow or on Sunday, so let's see what the fuel consumption is on the highway with this vehicle here. Until then, thanks for watching. The sun. Thanks for your support. This is Andy from Unplugged TV Australia, signing off into the sunset. You have a great night, great day, wherever you are. Stay charged, and we will see us in the next video then. Okay guys, see you then, bye bye.